see me and you can hear me. Hi, I'm Lenka, and this is the Canva webinar where I'm gonna show you how Canva, the super affordable, cheap, free, and super easy designing tool, how to use it and how to create beautiful graphics for your social media, for your website, and anything. So before I actually get into the content, I would love to know if you can see me, if you can hear me, if everything's going, so I know how it's working. I haven't done many webinars before, so this is a big learning lesson for me as well, to know how it works and to navigate through the interface. So it would be really helpful if you can let me know in the comments, in the chat, if you can see me, if you can hear me. And obviously you can keep your questions coming in there. If there's anything that you don't understand or you don't know, please do let me know in comments. So yes, Karen, thank you. So Karen is the outreach coordinator for Cambridge Online, and she will be in the chat kind of picking up on your questions and making sure that I see all the questions that you might have. And I'm Lenka, I'm a social media consultant, and I'm helping small business owners to get the most out of their social media and to understand social media, how it works, and how you can leverage social media for your business. But without me actually just waffling around, I just rather jump straight into the talk and show you how Canva works. So just please bear with me for a second. I will switch from the camera view to the screen share, and I will just give you introduction to what this webinar will be about, and then we'll just jump into talking about Canva. So welcome. This is Beginner's Guide to Canva, and I will be explaining how you can create beautiful graphics simply and quickly by using this free tool called Canva. And we will go through a few steps in this webinar. So we will look at how to create and set up your account. We will look at how to navigate through Canva's interface. We will look at how you can select pre-made layouts and templates and customize them for your business and for any purposes that you might have. We will look at how you can actually add your own artwork, images, texts, logos, backgrounds, patterns, anything you might have that is branded for you. And obviously, we will see how we can how you can then share these designs on your social media platforms, how you can download these how can you download your designs, and how can you print them if print is what you want. So this is the outline. So what we're going to do is we will go to Canva, which is www.canva.com. And this is what you're going to see when you first sign up to Canva. Canva is free, even though they do have a premium package. It's mostly free. So you can see that you can set up as educator, as a small business owner, as non-for-profit, as charity. The setup process is really simple. You can sign up via Google, or you can sign up via email. So you can add your email, your confirm, your password, and sign up. I already have an account, so I will not show you this particular process, but I will show you how to actually navigate through the account, which is probably the most important thing, rather than just how to set up account. So once you have a account set up, you can log into it, maybe through Facebook, maybe through Google, or you will type your email and your password and you will log in. And this is the basic Canva layout that you will get when you sign up. So here on the top, you have your profile. You can see a button to create design. In here, in the back space over here, you will later on be able to see all your designs. You can create teams, and people can invite you to their teams. So you can potentially see what other people share with you over here. You can create your own team and invite people. and you can customize your Canva with your branding. So we would start with customizing the branding. You can set up your brand colors. You can see there pre-selected colors that are my brand's colors that I want to use for my fonts, that I want to use for my colors, backgrounds, anything. With the pro version, the paid version, you could also pre-populate your logos, add your customized fonts and additional fonts. Unfortunately, you can't do this with the basic free version, but even just having your brand colors in here really helps with creating the right designs. So if you go again to all your designs, you can see that you already have lots of kind of templates pre-created here for you. And if you click on more, out of nowhere, you will see that there is much more to choose from, that Canva has already thought about literally any kind of design that you might want to design and pre-created a template, a layout for you, and you can then literally take that and rebuild it for your own brand, for your organization. So you can see that you have social media posts here, that you have documents, that you have options for blogging and ebooks, that you can create CD album covers, that you can create your logos, flyers, menus, business cards in here. You can create specific event colors or event designs, and you can create advertisements. So all these options are here. If you can't see the right option for you, you can always create your custom dimensions. You can always create the right size and shape for your own purposes. It might feel pretty overwhelming here. There is lots of to choose from. So I would recommend having actually look at Canva's website at their marketplace, where they have templates organized by themes. So you can choose if you want to design a brochure or if you want to design a business card. And you can see there's much more layouts and there's much more templates ready for you to create. So in this situation, today we will try to create something for social media, because that's my main focus, is creating content for social media. So we will pick one of these options that actually could work for social media. And so, for example, you can click on social graphics and it will do a selection for you of social graphic templates. And you can see that you can search up to 15,000 templates already here for you. So you can see there are some explanations of what it means, what you're going to get in there. So for example, you can choose this one and it will pre-create this template for you. You can see that there are variations of this template. And if you decide this is the right template that you want, you can click on use this template and it will open up the design area of Canva. So before we start designing, I want to show you around of how this interface, the design interface, actually works out. So you can see that it's slightly different from this. So this is the main layout. This is the main page where you have all your designs. I just switched to a different account to actually show you how it works when you already have an active account. So you can see that I have plenty different designs in here. And I can still choose new design from here, or I can choose a different theme that I'm a member of. And once I decided which layout I want, then this new interface will open up. So on the top, you have file where you can save and make a copy. You have also the traditional back and forth kind of undo and redo. If you, by any point, you decided you want to change, you can change the name. So you can change, this will be test social media graphic, and you can change the name so you actually know what this design is. And then this is the most important part of the whole Canva interface. So you have pre-made layouts that we've already looked at before, but if by any reason you decided this one is not the right one, you can always scroll and choose lots more and lots more with the right kind of style and feel that you're going for. Then you have individual elements that you can choose from. You can choose from free imagery. There's lots of free stuff in Canva, so high resolution, amazing photography available that you can play around with and you can use in your designs. You can create different grids, so you can break down the design into different shapes and different grids to be able to combine text and visuals and any other graphics. You have frames, again, if you want to add images or if you want to kind of play around with the photos in the different layouts. You can see that there's a variety of different images. This is interesting that if you want to show a demo of your mobile app or of your website, how it looks on desktop, you might want to use one of these kind of phone holders, frames that actually will look like in the end as a screenshot from your phone. You have lots of different shapes that you can play around. You can use this blue part as a shape, or you can create frames. You can add different elements into it. Obviously, you have lines. You have some random illustrations that no matter what it is that you need for a business, I'm pretty sure that there will be an illustration relevant for you. So they keep adding new ones and new ones based on the seasons and based on what's happening in the world. So during Christmas, you will have lots of Christmassy illustrations. During Easter, you will have lots of sort of bunnies and eggs. And now you can see that the summer and the summer holidays are coming. So just lots of camping, lots of ice creams, and lots of summer sort of holiday, and lots of different travel options. So you can choose whichever illustration you would like. There are the icons. So it's similar to illustration. You have lots of icons if you want a link to your website, if you want an arrow, if you want to showcase that there is some kind of a connection in the network, anything that you want, you can search. Or if you don't want to choose, you can always just type here and you can type what it is that you want. So for example, now I want to see cake. So it will by default bring me all options of cake. I can choose if I actually want to see a photo or if I want to see an illustration. So you have all these elements here for you and you can choose from them. Then you have options for text. You have really random, you have basic kind of add heading, smaller heading and text, and you have lots and lots of layouts of designed kind of text templates. So you can just pick whichever text sizing resonates with you, and you can use it. You can always customize it. And you can also change a background. So you can have a simple color. You can have your own color, or you can have a pattern, and you can use one of those. And obviously, because you want your graphics to be on brand for you, you want to upload your own design. So you can see that the graphic that I've shown you at the beginning, this graphic was actually created in Canva. And you can see that I do have all the elements that I needed in here. So this is the basic user face of Canva. And now let's see how it actually works when we're creating a new graphic. So instead of right now using a template, I will start a graphic completely from scratch. So I will choose that I want the Facebook size graphic that will automatically choose the right sizing for me. And Canva will again recommend me lots of templates. But for this situation, I actually want to use my own. So I will go to Uploads. And I will choose the ones that I already have here, or I can drag and drop or choose from my desktop for my computer the ones that I actually want to import. So I can then have, for example, I can add this to Canva. And Canva works on a really simple drag and drop system. So anything that you can see here in this overview menu, any elements, any text, any layouts, literally work on a drag and drop. So I choose this one and I can drag and drop it here. So you can see that this doesn't fit, so I can move it around as I want. I can stretch it to actually fit within the design. You can see that I'm already getting some recommendation grids. So if I get it and move around, you can see that there are lines that are showing me if it's aligned or if it's not. So I can, by moving it around, I can actually make sure that my graphics will be nicely centered. So I can drag and drop backgrounds. I can drag and drop logos. I can add some text. So for example, if I wanted to create a graphic that will be for the purpose of this webinar, that I would like to recreate something similar to this graphic, but with different backgrounds. So I will use this as a background. I will actually want to use one of these frames that is circle, so I can have perfectly shaped logo, so nothing is actually coming out of it. So I will use this, and I will go back, and I will grab this and move it over here. So you can see that out of nowhere, the logo is in the shape of a circle. I can make it smaller, I can make it bigger as I want, and I can move it around and align it to wherever I want. Now, probably if I add text straight away onto this really variable pattern, it might not look very nice. So if I write Canva webinar, which is the topic, it doesn't look really good. So before I actually add the text, I will think that I might need to have something in the background. So now you can see that it automatically, I just clicked and it moved there. So not necessarily you don't need to just drag and drop, and just click on any of the selection of the items in here. It will automatically be added to your design. And then you can again move it around. You can align it to be in the center. And then you can just also change color. So you can change any of your colors that you have on your brand, or you can create new color by choosing the right color from the wheel, or if you know the hex code, you can copy the code in here. So we will be using branded color, so we will stick with this color. But obviously I can't see the text, so I need to arrange it, and I need to move this one to the back. So actually now I can see the font, I can see the text, but the text is still not visible. So now when I'm in the text, I can edit the text and I can change the font. I can choose the font that actually is the font that is correct for my brand. And you have loads of free, beautiful fonts in here that you can choose from. Or if you have an upgrade to a pro version, you could actually update your own fonts, but I don't think it's necessary because you can see that there is an incredible amount of beautiful fonts to choose from. So for example, I will choose this font, but now it's not visible enough, so I will make it bold. And the color is kind of not resonating enough, so I will change the color. You can play around a lot with the text. You can change the size, you can change the color, you can make it bold, or you can change the alignment. You can also make it all caps or lower caps. You can make bullet points, and you can play around with the spacing to make it kind of more space between letters. And if you have more paragraphs, you can make more space between your lines. So now this still doesn't look good because this is too much, a little bit too big, and it just doesn't feel right with the logo. So I can actually make this smaller, and this I can probably make a little bit bigger. So I can choose that the font will be this size. And now we can see again, I have the alignment of the text and the graphic in here. So for example, this could be a really simple graphic for this webinar that we could share on social media, anywhere else. If I wanted to add more, I could choose this element, this background. I can copy it here. I can, for example, move it here, change color, and I can copy this text, and I can add more text over here. anything that I want. It could be live on 22nd May. And you can see that this text is now a bit too big, so I can just make it a little bit smaller to actually now nicely fit into here. So there are a few elements that you can add to your Canva designs, and it is the background, it is different elements, different shapes that you can rotate then, you can change the colors, and it is the text and any of your elements. So if on top of the Cambridge Online logo, I actually wanted to have another logo part of it, so I could again drag and drop the logo in here somewhere else to add it. But for the time being, I like this graphic and I'm quite happy with it and I would like to use it. So I have different options. I can directly click on share and it will give me different options of sharing. So I can email it to people. I can share directly on social. So I can write a caption, I can write a post here, and I can choose whichever platform I want. If I want to share it with just my colleagues, I can share a link, or I can actually embed this graphic somewhere on the website. If I don't want to directly share it from here, I would like to save it and have it in my file in my Dropbox for later usage. I can click on downloads. In downloads, I can choose which format I would like to have it in. And then obviously I can click on download. So this is really basic creation of graphic. I will quickly switch from sharing mode to camera, and I will have a quick look at your questions to see if there are any questions, anything, because I could not pay attention to it right now. So I will just quickly stop sharing. Please do let me know if you want me to go back to anything that I've said so far. If you want me to explain anything again, if you have any questions, please do let me know. So I will go back to the Canva and I will show you how to actually use a pre-made template now to create graphics by actually using someone else's templates. Absolutely. Do let me know if you have any questions, if there's something that you did not get, if you need more help, please let me know. Happy to go back to any part. So now we are back in this scenario when we've already chosen that we would like this template, which makes it easier for us because we don't need to think about how to design it. But to be honest, I'm not that excited about this template anymore. So rather than this one, I will choose this one. So you can see that if I change my mind, Canva will give me the option if I want to apply the changes or not. I'm happy to apply changes. But you can see that this layout now isn't on brand, that this layout might work later on, but it's not branded. So for example, I can always change this text. So instead of girls' night, I still want to say Canva webinar, but this is a little bit too big. So instead of the size, I can type the size and I can make it smaller and I can move it around as I wish. So I can have Canva and I can again have webinar and I can adjust the sizes of it. I can adjust the alignment of it. And again, having preset my brand colors, I can actually change the color of it so it actually is on brand. This is the big advantage of setting up your account properly and adding your brand colors in there so you can easily recall them at any point. And I could change this text, so it could say, instead of you're invited, it would be join live on 22nd May. And I can again move it around to actually fit within. And I could even change this text if I want to. again, I could decide that this imagery is actually not relevant and I do not like this image, so I can easily delete this image. And now I will need a different image. So if I'm thinking that I'm doing Canva and design, so I might want to see what images I can get under design. And I will allow Canva to bring up any of the options. So I can see that some of these are for free, some of them are pro. The good thing about Canva is that they have lots of sort of additional features for $1. So you can always pick and choose whichever you like. And if you like it, you can pay per item. So you can always just pay $1 per item. So for example, right now, I really like this one. So I will see if I can actually make it work for this design. It might be a bit too much, but I still like the pattern, so I will actually make it less transparent. So we'll actually see if I make it just, no, it doesn't work. So I will keep it like this. But you could see that you can create different layers with this play of transparency. So instead of me removing the transparency of this image, I might try to create another layer of, I will add a shape that will cover this. I will arrange it in a way that everything is forward other than the main image. And then I will try to play around with the transparency of this image to see if I can get a better contrast on the final image that will allow me to still have the beautiful pattern and the beautiful image below, but have it a bit more contrasty, so easier to read. So maybe not this blue, maybe different blue, or maybe in this case even white or even black. Or if you would like something really weird, we can try yellow. So you can see that you can play around with layers, you can play around with designs and with colors, and you can really easily drag and drop anything into your designs. And obviously, if you want to recreate this, you can also duplicate this. So if, let's say, we would have this webinar running on 2 different days, so I could use this template, I could duplicate it here, and instead of having 22nd May, I could say that the next one will be on, I don't know, 1st June. So I can then change the date. I still have the same design. I don't need to design it all over again, but I can make it specific for the event. And if you have multiple designs in your design, then once you go to downloading, you can download them all in once, or you can go to this option and you can select that you actually only want the first one to download, and then you simply click on download and Canva will prepare the design and you can save it to wherever you want. So this is just the basic of how to use Canva. And I have a few additional resources for you. So one of the things I've already mentioned is this Canva template bank. Canva has amazing amount of resources. So if you go for canva.com to learn, you can actually find lots of blog posts, lots of videos, lots of tutorials, how to design literally anything that you want. You can learn how to design a logo, how to create really addictive Instagram stories. You can learn how to create impact on social media. If you run a restaurant, you want to learn how to create designed menus. So there are lots of options from Canva, where Canva actually is on its own, showing you lots and lots of tutorials. So there are lots of kind of beginner's challenge. So you can start this tutorial. It will guide you through a few steps and challenges, showing you and giving you practical tips and tricks of how to do certain things. And so, for example, one really interesting article I came across is this blog post that says 20 design rules you should never break. And it's a really nice introduction to design one-on-one for non-designers, for people who don't have design degree, who don't have any art background, and who would like to know, well, how to actually create beautiful designs that will stand out. What are the main rules of how to use fonts, of how to use colors, how to use different elements. So this article is something that I would recommend anyone to read, because you can see that they explain in a really visual and simple way how to use fonts and how to make it easy to read, how to make sure that the contrast is right, so actually it is readable. You can see that they work around how to make the text stand out, so it actually is the right alignment and the right shapes. And obviously you can see how you can combine different fonts, different sizes, different colors to actually make your text stand out. So you can see the differences in here. So this is really, really great resource to use for your business, for your organization. And there are a few additional resources that I have prepared for you in my presentation. So one of them is free stock photos. So you might have your own branded images, you might have your own logos and fonts and patterns, but every now and then you will just need more images. You will need some background image and you will need something else. And there, obviously, you can just take it with your smartphone or with your camera and you can take your own pictures. But if you're really running low on time, or if you need a specific image and you can't take it on your own, I would recommend these free stock photo sites where you can actually get a royalty-free images. They're free to use and they're high resolution. They're absolutely gorgeous images for any purpose. So again, you can just scroll through and have a look, or you can search. So let's go back to trying to find something for cake. So if, for example, you're creating a post about birthday party, celebrating an anniversary, and you would like a cake to be on the image. So you can go through all these cake images, or maybe cake is not just enough, so you want more specific. So you might want to have a specifically birthday cake. And you can see that now you have images that actually feature birthday cakes. They feature people eating birthday cakes. And all these images are free to use. So you can pick, so for example, maybe you don't want cake, maybe you want balloons, maybe you do want cake, maybe you want specific for a certain year, maybe you want a dog. So these websites that are mentioned here all have royalty-free images that you can use at any point. And one more resource, I've already mentioned it, it's the Canva Learn. Highly recommend that. But also, if you are not sure what size of the image should be, and you can use the social media image size cheat sheet from Sprout Social, where you will always have up-to-date dimensions of Facebook background, Facebook images, anything and everything, it's in there. So I will again quickly stop sharing my screen, and I will check if you have more questions and if there's anything else that I can help you with in terms of Canva. Brilliant. So I'm really happy to hear that you can hear me, that you can see me, that you found it helpful. So I will just quickly recap what we've talked about and how you can use and leverage Canva to create beautiful graphics for your organization, for any social media purposes. So let me just quickly go back again to sharing my screen. This is kind of juggling multiple screens kind of situation. So again, Canva, this is the main interface that you will be working with. You can customize your profile in account settings, so you can change the name, your email address, any kind of information, and you can change the profile. So actually this icon could be yours. You can change a special profile handle if you would like to share your designs publicly. You can add the country and you can add your logo in here so it actually feels like your place. You can have multiple teams, so you maybe don't want to be using only one Canva for your organization, but you have multiple organizations that you're volunteering with or you're working with, so you can have all in one and you can be easily switching from one to the other. So for example, if I go to this team, you can see that out of nowhere I have completely different colors, I have completely different brand, and I can work with it as well. So then in Canva, you can create different images. You can choose from the pre-created sizes for anything that you want, or you can use your custom dimensions if there's anything specific that you would like to create. Once you decided which is the right side, which is the right design that you would like to work with, you can create an empty slate and start building from scratch, or you can use any of the elements provided by Canva to create graphics. So you can customize any of the pre-made layouts for you. Most of them will be for free. Some of them might cost you a little bit, but usually Canva charges from $1, so it's not expensive at all. You can, for example, again, choose this layout, but you can customize every single part of it, and you can add more elements, you can add more shapes. So if I want more different Twitter bird, I don't like the one that they actually use here, this one, I can delete this one. I can delete this bit, and I can say that I actually prefer this one, which is small, so I can make it bigger, and I can align it to the text again. So I can choose this one, or maybe instead of Twitter bird, I would like to talk about hashtags, so I can use this hashtag. Again, I can change the size of it, I can move it around, I can change its color to suit my brand or to suit the design a little bit better. So you can see that now it's much more contrasting. So you can definitely create different layers. So if, for example, we would want it to add a bit more interesting background than just this simple blue, we can choose any photos that are offered by Canva. So I decided to use town, which is just really random selection, and I can use this image. Again, I can stretch it, the size, it's already in the background, but you can see that now you can't read the text. You just can't read what's in there. So now we can create another layer of adding this element over the original design. We will arrange it so we actually see all the elements in here. And now we will play around a little bit with transparency to actually figure out which is the right amount. Maybe the white is not the right color, so we would like to have it in a bit more interesting color, like the blue one that fits within the Twitter. So again, you can see that I can move it around to make it transparent. It's still not readable enough, so I can see that the text might work better in white. So I can change the color of the text. Maybe this font is actually not the font that I would like to use for my business. So I can, again, choose whichever font is the font that is really resonating with me the most. It's really the best for the business. Or you can upload your own fonts. You can see it's automatically changing the font. So you can play around with different shapes and different items that you have available in here. And once you're happy with your design, once you like what you know, you literally just click download and you download it. So this is Canva. It's absolutely incredible tool that allows anyone to be a designer, that allows anyone to create beautiful graphics in a really simple and efficient way. It is free or really cheap. So it is perfect for small businesses, and it's perfect for volunteering organizations. You can create a team, and anyone and everyone can have access and edit. Or you can have a designer to actually pre-create these templates. You can pre-create these templates for your organization, so then people with less of design skills can just literally use the templates and change a little bit of the text and adjust and then export. Really good question, Andrew. Can you export as PDF? Yes, you can. So let me go quickly back and show you how to do that. So you can, obviously, most of the time, you will be sharing kind of in graphics. But if you click on download here in the file type, you can actually choose if you want traditional JPEG. For better resolution, you will want this option, but you can also get a PDF standard or for print. So if you choose print, you can also choose to have a crop marks and bleed, which again allows you for the printing purposes to actually do not get anything cut out while printing. So if you decide that the file that you're actually creating is something that will be printed, if you're, for example, not using social media posts, but you want to create a magazine cover, or you want to create flyer or anything that needs to be printed, that you can design it directly in Canva and then go and download a PDF and send it to a printer. Or recently, Canva also started enabling to order prints. So they have their affiliate format of like, you can actually have this different option of how you're gonna print it, and you can request the printing directly through Canva. So Canva is absolutely brilliant. It's a really cool tool for businesses and charities. And I would highly recommend you just having a play around. There's not much that you can make a mistake or that you can screw up. There's just, you can always go back and forth, and you can always change your designs, and you can always go back to it. So it's free, it's easy to use. I would love to see your designs. So if you had a play around with Canva and if you gave it a try, please do share your results on Twitter or anyone on social media, or do let me know, or do let Cambridge Online know what you've created. We would love to share your designs. We would love to help to spread the word about your events and about your business, about your organization. And if you have any questions, do let me know here in comments. I will be hanging around for a little bit longer here on YouTube, or later on, feel free to message me or message Cambridge Online on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever you are, if you have any questions. If you're watching live, thank you for being here with me live. Hopefully you got some good value. If you're watching the replay and you still have some questions, you think that I've missed something or you misunderstood anything, as I said, do get in touch. I'm happy to do additional kind of top-up video that will explain specific of Canva. So thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure being here with you today. Hopefully you got some great value out of it. And I'll see you at the next webinar, which will be about MailChimp. And we will learn how to send great email marketing campaigns, maybe also using design created in Canva. Other than that, have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.